Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be my review on the two new Kayali fragrances from the Oudgasm collection. We have Chocolate Oud 11 and Milky Musk Oud 30. And the number is just the number of times it took to perfect the fragrance. And before we get started, I want to apologize for the lighting. It is pouring here, but this is literally the only day I have to film. So hopefully it doesn't come out too bad. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. Okay, so we're gonna start off with Milky Musk Oud 30. So Milky Musk Oud 30 is an earthy and woody fragrance. It has top notes of pink pepper, strawberry cream, coffee, and saffron, middle notes of incense, sandalwood, milky musk, and base notes of tonka bean, white musk, silver oud, and a Kayali signature accord. I'm just gonna let you guys know right now, I don't get coffee, I don't get a milky musk, but I do get a musk. I don't get the strawberry unless I overspray it, but it's not fruity. It's almost like I get something a little pink. And I don't really get tonka bean just yet. Now, when I first got this fragrance and I sprayed it, all I got was smoke. And it was like a burnt rubber smoke. But I think both of these fragrances needed to breathe. And while I still get a smoke, it's a very smooth, smoky incense in the opening. It's very spicy from the pink pepper, the incense. Even though the incense is in the mid, I get it right away. And the saffron. And then as that settles, I start to get the creamy sandalwood. And it is, I thought this scent when I first sprayed it was gonna smell like my other sandalwood fragrances that I talk about all the time. Zadig and Voltaire, This Is Her, Salt and Stone, Santal and Vetiver, Santal Blanc by Van Cleef and Arpels, all those kind of sandalwood fragrances. And while the sandalwood is creamy like those, this is different. This is that sandalwood, but it's also spicy, it's sexy, and then it's got a clean musk. So while this scent has this dark, incensey, sexy vibe, with the sandalwood and the clean musk, it also has this kind of clean, chic vibe. I actually find this one to be quite unique. It's not milky to my nose. The creaminess I get is from the sandalwood, but those two combinations just makes this one both black and white in my opinion. Because if you guys watch me, you know that my mind goes to characters, colors, and this one is like a double agent. She's chic, rich, and sophisticated by day, and then sexy femme fatale by night. Now, it's the reverse because it's the opening that's very sexy and femme fatale, and then as it dries down, I get that kind of cozy, creamy sandalwood and that clean white musk. Very beautiful. This is a scent that the longevity is very good. I smelled this one the next day. This is one that I sprayed it like maybe a few hours before my mom came over. She didn't talk about it that day, but I had it on already for like 3 hours, and she came over, and the next day she told me, whatever you had on yesterday smelled good. It's one that as I'm doing stuff, I'll start to catch whiffs of it, and it just blends in the background, and I like that in a sense. I will say the opening of this one caught me off guard, and still does, because I'm not big into smoky fragrances, but it's the dry down. The smoky incense is like maybe for the first 5 minutes, and then even though it's still there, it's still adding this sexy element to it. It definitely is more smooth in the dry down. Beautiful scent. And again, that's Milky Musk Oud. All right, then next we have Chocolate Oud. And this is another earthy and woody fragrance. And this has top notes of mate, caramel apple, spiced rum, middle notes of orris, jasmine, incense, and cinnamon, and base notes of dark cocoa, cashmere wood, sandalwood, chocolate oud, and a Kayali signature accord. So mate or mate is an invigorating note with a green herbal and slightly smoky scent profile. Carries a subtle earthy and tea-like undertones. Okay, so maybe that's where I'm getting the earthiness, because I do get a slight earthiness in this fragrance. Not necessarily patchouli, but just something slightly earthy in this fragrance. So maybe it's coming from that mate note. But the notes that I don't get in this fragrance, I don't get the orris or the jasmine. I don't get too much incense. I don't know if maybe the incense with the cinnamon makes this fragrance very cinnamon spicy to my nose. Again, I don't get chocolate oud the way they list it here. And this one isn't super sandalwood to my nose. This to me is a boozy, spiced apple wine fragrance. I don't want to say rum because the rum note and some Kayali fragrances can come off very rum. Vanilla Royale was one that didn't work out for me because the rum note was very much a rum note. And also I think Milky Oud had a rum note that came off the same way, and that one didn't work out for me. In here, the rum is just a boozy, intoxicating note. So this one is being compared to Angel Share. But this to me is the opening of Angel Share through the life of the fragrance, and I'm okay with that. I've described Angel Share as smelling like mulled apple wine, like when you're heating it up on the stove. And this smells like that, just it doesn't have that cinnamon that's in Angel Share. The cinnamon in here is like you threw in more cinnamon sticks. This has a very strong note of cinnamon. But that's what I love about Angel Share, is that opening. And that's what this is through the life of this fragrance. The apple in here is through the life. Whereas Angel Share has different stages. It starts to get more woody as it dries down. This one, I kind of get what I'm going to get with this fragrance. It opens up with that strong cinnamon, and then I get that caramel apple. So there is a sweetness to this one, but it's coming from that kind of caramel apple. But the caramel in here, again, isn't overly gourmand. And it's just intoxicating. But Angel Share differs in the dry down. While this one does get a little earthy and woody, this one gets more woody, and there's more of a gourmand element to my nose in this one. Where some people get apple pie, I get like a warm Cinnabon. When you smell the Cinnabon station at the mall, that kind of warm cinnamon scent that you get, that's what I get in Angel Share. This is like cinnamon, straight up cinnamon sticks just boiling in that pot of apple and wine. That is what this scent is. It's even more intoxicating to me, and that's why I love this one. I love them for different reasons because they dry down differently. This one's more gourmand to my nose, but the gourmand that I like. It's got balancing notes, so it's not too edible. This one doesn't get as sweet gourmand to my nose, and it's just super boozy. And I love the note of apple. And the apple in here is like the apple in Eden Juicy Apple. So I'm happy to have both. Yes, they're similar. This could be redundant, but if you love the scent profile, you might like the differences. I like that I can wear this one during Florida fall. This is a scent that gives me the feeling of fall, but there isn't too much going on the way sometimes Angel Shares can be. I still love this one. This one's my baby, but I do reserve this one for like Thanksgiving, December, winter. I like this one in cooler months. When I want to wear this one during Florida fall, I do have to spray less and then put Eden Juicy Apple. I don't gotta do that no more. I got that right here. So that is why I love this one. This one is a little bit more linear, which I don't mind. It's the opening of Angel Share throughout the life of the fragrance, and I love that. Whereas Angel Share, it kind of takes you through different stages. Now, this one was also being compared to Camera by Lattafa, the original. I do have Kahwa, and I think all three of these fall in a similar scent family, and the original Camera falls in the same scent family as well. But I find these three to be more similar, and the original Camera to be even more sweet. I get more apple pie in that one and less of a booziness, but I also get like an apple pie with that granulated sugar that's coming from the dates. Like the dates come off very sugary sweet to me, so I don't find this one to smell similar to Camera. I feel like this one smells similar to Angel Share, and then Camera, the original, falls in a similar scent family, but that one being the sweetest to my nose, and it's the date note that's in that one that I just don't care for. So I would say Angel Share is in the middle of Chocolate Oud and the original Camera. The chocolate in here is listed as dark chocolate, and it's there, but it's very, very off in the background. You got to be searching for it. So even though I'm happy that this isn't chocolate forward, I do wish that they just had a little bit more chocolate, but that can change. That can come through a little bit more with time, because sometimes I don't pick up notes like the first month, and as a fragrance sits, I start to pick up other things. So I'm definitely going to be following both of these fragrances up as, you know, we head into fall, because these are both fall time fragrances in my opinion. This one, you can wear this one year round. You could definitely wear this one year round, but cinnamon apple does give me fall vibes. I don't get oud in either of these fragrances. The oud is so light. It's probably the lightest out of the entire collection. I believe this is number 6 and 7 in the collection, where vanilla to me was the lightest. It was a whisper of an oud. I'm not getting oud just yet, but my vanilla oud got stronger, so hopefully I'll get a little bit more oud in these. So this one was a love at first sniff, and this was a very strong like. I think if I would have gotten the minis first, which now I'm reserving for the Sephora VIB, now that I was fortunate enough to receive these in PR, I would have, if I had gotten the minis first, I would have picked up a large bottle of this during the Sephora VIB. I would have had to test this one out. The verdict is still out with this one. I do like it, but I don't know if I would have picked up a larger bottle just yet. So I'm going to report back. I am really happy to have a large bottle as of now. And then you guys know that as I test it, if it's not a love, it usually ends up in a giveaway. So I'll let you guys know how I feel, but this one has my heart, and I do really like Milky Musk. So again, performance on these were decent for me. They're not the kind of fragrances that are going to enter a room before you do, but I don't necessarily like fragrances like that, but these do leave a very nice sillage. I would say they project pretty well for the first few hours, and then they create a nice scent bubble. They don't become skin scents to me. I know that when it comes to Kayali, performance can be hit or miss, but these did perform very well on me. All right, some layering combos. I did try both of these together. I did have to play with it a little bit, because when I first tried it, all I got was Milky Musk. So then I sprayed this one, and then all I got was chocolate oud. So I had to figure out the balance. But once I was able to do that, I basically got a boozy spiced apple fragrance with kind of this clean sandalwood musky undertone to it. And then I did try this with Yum Bougie, because I wanted to see if I could pull that strawberry cream, but Yum Bougie actually took over, so I didn't want to keep testing that one out. I gotta tweak that one, and then I'll get back to you, because I wanted to play with this one. So I did try this one with Kayali Eden Juicy Apple, and honestly it didn't need it. I liked it on its own, but I did try this with Cafe Oud, and that was chef's kiss. That was a beautiful combination. Just think of what I described in this, a boozy spiced apple fragrance, and then you get a sweetness from like the coffee, but it's a café con leche, and a muskiness, because that one has a nice kind of muskiness, and then that one added the oud that I feel like this one is missing at the moment. I feel like maybe we'll get it down the road. I did try this one with Sweet Spirit by Be Layered, which is said to smell like Guerlain's Spiritus Doble Vanille, and that added a nice chocolate touch to this one. That's going to be a nice one for fall and winter. I also layered this one with the Vanilla Oud Hair Mist, because they did send me that as well, and I love Vanilla Oud, so that was a nice combination, because again it brought out the oud, but not too much oud in the fragrance. So that was also a nice combo. I want to play with this one some more. I want to try this one with Rose Oud. I do like that these fragrances are layerable. Again, I did enjoy both of these fragrances, but I know that one of them might be redundant. I will say that Milky Musk Oud was compared to Commodity Milk, and I do have Commodity Milk, and I was testing them, and maybe in the very, very deep dry down. But one of the reasons why I didn't care for Milk by Commodity is because I did get the milkiness in that fragrance. It was a lactonic fragrance that I just didn't care for. I don't get a lactonic note, a milky note in this one just yet. That could change, but as of right now, it's more of a musk. I get more of a clean white musk and not anything super lactonic or milky. So I didn't get that comparison. Again, maybe in the deep dry down, but I didn't spend enough time with them to confirm. But definitely not in the opening. In the opening, Milk by Commodity has that lactonic feeling to it. This does smell very reminiscent of Angel Share, so you might find that redundant. I love it because again, it is the more wearable version for Florida fall. Now you guys could wear fragrances whenever you want. I know people who can wear Angel Share year round. I can't. There are just some gourmand fragrances, because I'm not a gourmand kind of person, that I can't wear year round. And not that Angel Share is super gourmand. It's just for someone who doesn't love gourmands. This is my favorite, and it's what I can take, what I can handle. So that is my review on the 2 new Kayali fragrances. Let me know in the comments below, have you guys tried these fragrances and what are your thoughts? But that will do it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.